Good morning. My name is Ralf Friedrichs. I am a pastor, an author, an addiction recovery coach, a life coach, and the host of this show, the Take Your Life Back Today radio show. You can see a video version of this if you go to YouTube under channel Take Your Life Back Today. Show listen to iHeartRadio, iTunes, Google Music, Amazon Music, and other digital platforms available to you. Ways to deal with someone who never, ever stops bragging when enough is enough. Nobody really likes braggers, but that doesn't seem to stop the behavior. It doesn't stop when we avoid eye contact with those people, chuckle at these people, and unconscious walk away from them. Even sometimes we yawn. That's because a bragger doesn't notice. Is he or she either insensitive to begin with or become insensitive by bragging, like a person who becomes numb while drinking alcohol? Bragging is similar to getting a fix or fill something, perhaps forget emptiness that someone else might feel that they're bragging to, because bragging appears to be somewhat compulsive. Friends, what should we do when a verbal avalanche of super nonsense is coming from these people? The change of cutting off a bragger even greater when bragging is covert. You have to have an idea of how to deal with these people. You have to never feed into their bragging, or when the bragger hides behind another person, you need to call them out. I am so embarrassed about my husband spending a fortune on this, you might say, if you're the husband's wife. It's amazing how many compliments I get on my skin, another person might say. These are all things that are really annoying to some people, especially as you get older like me with my skin. You know, let's distinguish between bragging and desire to share something positive with others, because they're two different things. Let's just say my wife and I rejoice each other. We both have many things to highlight, but our achievements are tangible. They are real. I like to hear about her accomplishments and successes, and she takes delight in hearing about mine. True happiness is not about bragging. It is about sharing with other people their accomplishments and ours. Usually the difference between sharing and bragging is easy to assert, because sharing is only part of a relationship. It's never dominant. Nevertheless, be mindful and consider the possibility that your discomfort might reveal more about yourself than about the other person. Make sure you are not just envious. Enjoy the other person's story. When they tell you about how they're doing at their job or this or that, and it surely sounds genuine that it's that they're sharing a story, feed into that. But when they're each and every day just coming out and telling you that they are the best, everybody gets good vibes, everybody wants to just hover around them, this is bragging, and it can be annoying. Do you see what the differences are? Because they are two very different things. Even though we might feel secure in listening to people bragging, we need to share with them that it's overwhelming at this point, and that's a necessary thing. So sometimes there are tips to help you deal with a bragger. Let me share a couple of them. Make the bragger know your type. Ask to switch the subject, or just go ahead and switch it for them. Talk about the type of person that you are, instead of focusing on the other's bragging, which can be taken as quite, almost like inviting you into an argument if you challenge them about what they're bragging about. After that, it might be too awkward for the other person to keep bragging over and over again. Boost a little about yourself, then self-connect. Let the person have some of his or her own medicine. Braggers are just like everyone else. They don't like it when other people brag as well. So go ahead and brag a little about yourself. That's as if you are struck in an intersection, and you get out, and that person or that person was ended right there by that car, not going any further. It's not a perfect example, but it's pretty close. Share a quick story about another person bragging. I love to do this. I always say, if the shoe fits, wear it. When I go out and I say things and I'm directing it to a person without mentioning the name, I use a scenario that person has been in. That is how I share, and I connect the dots for this particular person. Ask your bragger if he or she feels the same way about anyone in their life. And lastly, communicate to your subjective truth. I once read, choose wisely with whom you wish to be open with, but remain sincere always. I don't know to what extreme you should open up once you decide to be someone else, with someone else that that is a bragger, but maybe you think it's okay to communicate how estranged you feel when the other person brags, or that you'd prefer to connect with them. Maybe, just maybe, it's to put into a question, are you interested in connecting with me too? And subconsciously you could say, or you're just going to sit there and boast about yourself. Listen, folks. Bragging is okay to a point, but when it comes overwhelming and you hear it daily and it's the same thing over and over and over and over and over again, it's time to put an end to the bragging. And what better way to start bragging than when you brag about our Lord Jesus Christ? It is okay to be humble, but it is more important that we brag about subjects that are worth bragging about, that how Christ had died for us, and how salvation is right around the corner with your prayers. Call me at 844-405-HELP. You and I, we can help each other take our lives back. Be good to yourselves. Always be good to each other. Remember, a simple smile to anyone can change their day, make a difference in your life. Let's brag about how God truly loves us. Ask God for guidance and direction this morning. And if you're a bragger out there, stop bragging to a point where it's overwhelming, okay? Take good care. Remember, God really loves you.